The market was alive with strange colors and sounds. Alien merchants shouted in voices that sounded like whistles and clicks. Small floating carts zoomed above heads carrying glowing fruits and machines that Mara had never seen before. She clutched her small bag tightly, hiding the toys inside. Mara was small and thin, with dirt-smudged cheeks and tired eyes. Her mother was sick at home, lying on a small bed in their tiny space station apartment. The medicine she needed was very expensive, more than Mara could ever earn in a lifetime. She had no choice but to come to the alien market herself, even though humans were rare here and often stared at. She walked between the towering aliens, trying not to bump into their long arms or hover shoes. Some aliens had 3 heads, some had glowing eyes, and some floated on air cushions. Mara's heart beat fast, but she had to be brave. She stopped in front of a stall covered in shiny toys and objects. They sparkled under the market lights. Behind the stall was an alien unlike any Mara had seen. He was tall, thin, and covered in green scales that reflected the light. His eyes were large and golden, and they seemed to see everything at once. Mara swallowed her fear. "Please, take my toys," she said, her voice shaking. "I need money for my mother's medicine." The alien tilted his head. "You are human," he said in a voice that sounded like soft chimes. "You would give this. For what?" "For my mother," Mara whispered. She opened her bag just a little to show the toys inside. Small dolls, a wooden robot, and a stuffed animal. "She is very sick. I need medicine, please." The alien, whose name was Zirek, leaned closer. He studied Mara carefully. Humans were fragile, yes, but this little creature, she had something else. She had courage. She had love that was strong enough to risk herself in a market full of strangers. "You are brave," Zirek said slowly, "and clever. Very few humans are like this." Mara felt her hands shake. "Please, I don't have anything else." Zirek looked at the toys, then at Mara. He seemed to consider her words. Finally, he said, "I will take your toys. Putties, you must prove something first. Humans are small, yes, but are you clever and brave enough to survive here?" Mara's heart skipped a beat. "What do I need to do?" she asked. Zyrek's golden eyes glimmered. "There is a place in this market, a maze of machines and traps. If you can navigate it and retrieve the glowing crystal at its center, I will pay you enough for your medicine. Fail, and the toys are gone and you leave empty-handed." Mara looked at the toys in her bag. Her chest tightened. She had no other choice. She nodded. "I will do it." Zirek handed her a small glowing map. "Follow this. Be careful. The maze is not kind to those who are careless." The maze was a strange place. Metal walls moved up and down. Gates opened and closed, and glowing lines on the floor shifted as she walked. Strange creatures lurked in the corners, eyes shining in the dark. Mara's small hands shook, but she remembered why she was here. Her mother. At the first corner, a creature with 4 arms and sharp claws appeared. Mara froze, but then she remembered the little wooden robot in her bag. She pulled it out and pressed a button. The robot moved forward, flashing light, and the creature hissed, backing away. Mara ran past it quickly. The maze became harder. Moving floors, spinning platforms, and strange energy fields tried to stop her. Many times she slipped, almost fell, and wanted to give up. But every time she whispered to herself, "For my mother, I must do this." In one corner, she saw a glowing crystal, just as the map had shown. It floated above a small pedestal, surrounded by spinning lasers. She took a deep breath. She remembered something Zirek had said. Humans are clever. She studied the lasers and noticed a pattern. They moved slowly, then quickly, in a repeated rhythm. Mara timed her steps carefully, moving when the lasers slowed, stopping when they sped up. Her small size helped her fit through spaces the bigger creatures could not. Inch by inch, she moved closer to the crystal. Her hands were shaking, but she did not stop. Finally, she reached the pedestal. She grabbed the glowing crystal, and immediately the lasers stopped. The maze seemed to recognize her bravery. Mara ran back through the maze, avoiding traps she had memorized on the way in. She felt proud and scared at the same time. Finally, she reached the exit. Zirek was there watching. "You survived," Zirek said. His golden eyes glimmered with a mixture of surprise and respect. "Humans, I underestimated you. You are small, fragile, but you have courage and cleverness beyond measure." Mara handed over the crystal. "So, the toys?" she asked. Zirek smiled, a strange sight for an alien. "You will have your money and more. You are not like the humans I have seen before. You are extraordinary." He handed her a small pouch filled with glowing coins, enough to buy the medicine for her mother several times over. Mara could not believe her eyes. Her mother would live? Tears filled her eyes. "Thank you," she whispered. Zirek leaned closer. "Humans, I will remember you. Your courage, your cleverness, it is unusual. Perhaps the galaxy will learn that humans are not to be underestimated." Mara smiled, holding the pouch tightly. She had faced the unknown, braved the maze, and proven herself. She felt proud, stronger than she had ever felt. The market was still loud and strange, but now it seemed smaller, less scary. She turned to leave, hugging her bag of toys tightly. Even though she had given them up, she felt their spirit with her, the spirit of bravery and love. As she walked back to her tiny spaceship, Zirek watched from the market, golden eyes thoughtful. "Perhaps humans are more than I imagined," he murmured. Mara looked up at the stars above the market. She felt hope. The galaxy was full of danger, yes, but also full of possibilities. And if she, a small human girl, could face it and win, maybe humans could face anything. The adventure had ended for now, but Mara knew this was only the beginning. Something about the aliens, the market, and the galaxy beyond seemed to whisper promises of more challenges and more chances for humans to shine. The glowing coins felt heavy in Mara's small hands, yet her heart raced with nervous excitement. Zirek's words echoed in her mind. "You're extraordinary. Perhaps the galaxy will learn that humans are not to be underestimated." She had succeeded in the maze, but something told her that the alien world still had more in store. Before she could think further, Zirek stepped closer, his golden eyes gleaming. "There is one more test," he said calmly. "If you pass this, the money will be yours fully. Fail and the pouch will vanish." Mara swallowed. "Another test?" she asked, though a small part of her heart leapt. She had already braved a maze full of dangers. How hard could this be? Zirek extended his long hand, pointing toward a massive dome at the edge of the market. It pulsed with energy, and strange symbols floated above its entrance. "Inside this dome is a puzzle," Zirek explained. "It is not dangerous in the way the maze was, but it will challenge your mind. You must show courage, cleverness, and human determination." Mara nodded. She tightened her small fists and stepped forward, her bag of toys tucked under her arm. Every step toward the dome made her heart pound, but she forced herself to keep moving. Inside, the dome was vast, filled with spinning lights, floating panels, and shifting bridges. A voice echoed around her, smooth and musical. "Welcome, human. Solve the puzzle and you will earn your reward. Fail and return empty-handed." Mara took a deep breath and studied the puzzle. The panels displayed strange symbols, some that moved like liquids, others like stars twinkling in the dark. She noticed patterns, lines that connected symbols, colors that repeated, rhythms that formed sequences. Her small fingers moved over the panels, pressing, sliding, and rotating them. At first, nothing seemed to work. A few panels shifted angrily, sending a gust of wind toward her and forcing her to step back. But she did not give up. She remembered the lessons of the maze. Observe, plan, and move carefully. Hours, or maybe minutes, she could not tell, passed as Mara worked. She tried one pattern, then another, until finally, a series of panels clicked into place. The lights in the dome shifted, forming a glowing bridge toward the center. Mara stepped forward, her heart leaping with cautious hope. At the center, a pedestal held a small crystal orb, glowing softly. She reached out and touched it. Immediately, a wave of warmth and light spread through the dome. The panels stopped shifting, the wind settled, and a soft hum filled the air. "You have solved the puzzle," the voice said. "Human cleverness and determination. Remarkable." Mara felt a surge of pride. She had faced danger, confusion, and uncertainty, and she had not given up. She turned, ready to leave, and found Zirek standing at the dome entrance. "You completed it," Zirek said, almost in awe. "You are more than clever. You are brave, patient, and persistent. Traits I have never truly seen in a human before." Mara smiled, clutching her bag. "I had to. For my mother," she said simply. "I had no choice." Zirek nodded slowly. "Humans are strange creatures, fragile yet unstoppable when they care for others. Perhaps that is why you succeed where others fail." He handed her the pouch of coins. "This is more than enough for your mother's medicine. Take it." "And keep this," he said, placing a small device in her hand. It was shaped like a tiny cube, glowing faintly. It will help you and your family in ways you cannot imagine. A gift. For courage, cleverness, and compassion. Mara's eyes widened. She could not believe it. She had money for her mother, and something from a powerful alien that could help her future. Thank you, she whispered, tears forming in her eyes. Zyrek smiled faintly, golden eyes glimmering. Go, human. Teach others that courage is not measured by size or strength, but by the heart. Perhaps one day the galaxy will know that humans are not to be underestimated. Mara ran through the market, the glowing coins in one hand, the alien device in the other. People, humans and aliens alike, watched her pass, noticing her small frame moving confidently through the bustling crowd. She felt taller than ever. She had faced challenges no other human had, and she had won. When she returned to her tiny apartment, her mother lay weak but breathing. Mara rushed to her side, giving her the medicine she had fought so hard to earn. Her mother's eyes filled with tears of relief and joy. You saved me," her mother whispered, her voice weak but warm. Mara smiled. "We saved each other," she said. "Humans never give up. We fight for the people we love." That night, as her mother slept peacefully, Mara looked out at the stars. She held the alien device in her hands, curious and amazed. Perhaps one day she would understand its full power. Perhaps one day humans would explore more of the galaxy, facing challenges, learning, and thriving, just like she had. And Mara knew this for certain. Humans were not just fragile creatures. Humans were clever, brave, and capable of astonishing things when they cared for others. She had proven it. The galaxy might not yet know it, but one small human girl had already shown the truth. Far away, in the bustling alien market, Zyrek watched the stars, thinking of the little human girl who had dared to give up her toys for her mother. Perhaps, he murmured, humans are the greatest unknown in the universe. Perhaps they are. Extraordinary. Mara slept that night with a small smile, dreaming of adventures yet to come. She knew the universe was wide, strange, and sometimes dangerous, but she also knew that humans could rise to meet anything. With courage, cleverness, and love, nothing was impossible. And somewhere in the galaxy, the story of a small human girl who gave her toys to save her mother was just beginning to be remembered, by aliens and humans alike.